Welcome to DOS Days, a nostalgic look back at PC gaming from the mid-80s to mid-90s. This is a companion piece series to Player One Memories, which covers the arcade scene during this same period. For this series, I'll be jumping back and looking at all those great DOS era and early CD-ROM titles that I played and loved so much, as well as the times and places I experienced them. So let's jump on back to 1989 was a big year for Microprose. Originally formed in 1982 with their first release being Hellcat Ace, the company founded by Bill Steely and Sid Meier had got to the point in the late 80s where they were considered one of the biggest and, more importantly, one of the most influential software publishers in the world. Their stellar run of flight simulators and strategy games had built up a reputation of quality over quantity, even though they were putting out quite a few high-profile games per year. With today's game, 1989's Sword of the Samurai, wedged right in the middle of one of their most creative periods. It was bound to happen that a few of these gems were going to get lost in the shuffle. 1990's Covert Action, which we looked at in a previous episode, and this game were victims of too many high-quality releases by one company. Not something you could ever say these days with a straight face. Just looking at a magazine advert from early 1990, this fantastic game was wedged to a small portion of the page, filled with heavy hitters all over the place. Hence the game came and went from most players' memories in a flash. But now's the time to jump back to peak 89 DOS gaming and revisit one of Sid Meier's most underrated classics, Sword of the Samurai. Sword of the Samurai is a strategy action game set in Japan during the Sengoku period, which was a time historically in their past where civil war and social chaos reigned supreme, which obviously makes for a great game setting. You can think of the game as a mix between Microprose's own Pirates and Cinemaware's Defender of the Crown. If you like those games, you're probably gonna love this. It manages to mix a bunch of genres together quite successfully, with light RPG elements, plenty of strategy, and a mixture of multiple styled arcade minigames all in one. The goal of the game is to take your low-level samurai and work your way up the ranks of your clan, eventually becoming daimyo of your house or leader. From there, the game shifts pace to mostly strategy as you attempt to unite or conquer all 48 provinces under your control and ascend to the title of Shogun. If you're new to this style of game, it's designed to ease you in, and in my opinion, it's very easy to get into for a game of this style, with 4 different difficulty settings and easy to understand mechanics. Gameplay in the first half of the game is similar to Pirates, in the sense that you can choose your name and also the area of the map you want to start off in, choose a clan and also a speciality, before going about your business of using diplomacy and brute force to rise the ranks. Overall, the size of your army and also the amount of honor your character attains will determine how you rank up. Going about your business, you'll be presented with a massive array of choices and random events. Build your army up, train them in special skills, chat with local diplomats and sign peace treaties, or just send your ninja assassins to take out rivals. Duel for honor, but just remember, like reality, you only have one life. Navigating all these situations and trying to keep your balance of a good reputation while avoiding dishonorable actions can be pretty challenging, but really, this is where the game is at its most interesting. The mini-games themselves are generally pretty fun to play, but extremely stressful as your life or your clan's honor can be severely damaged by reckless behavior. One-on-one duels are good fun, but a bit basic, but this was made in 1989. Ninja assassinations or family rescue missions are my favorite, giving you a gauntlet type minigame as you murder your way through a castle or a village. The second half of the game offers massive army conquering real-time strategy action as you start taking over complete provinces. These do require a little bit of trial and error to understand and play, but fortunately the game does offer all these sections to be practiced in the main menu to learn the ropes at any time, which is very helpful. This game has a lot going on, but it all feels quite manageable and never gets to the level of being overwhelming. Like all Microprose games, the manual is of special note, including a full history of the samurai and the time period and history of the era, which is a pretty fascinating read and helps make not only decisions in the game more relevant, but also broadens the appreciation of how well they captured this whole era of history. I really love the graphic style as well. It's generally done to look like Sengoku era paintings depicting scenes and characters and is very unique. Sound sound is pretty sparse as per 89 DOS standards, with a few short forgettable tunes and some really mediocre sound effects, but the meat of the game is the strategy and building yourself up to that ultimate Shogun level. If you're not familiar with the workings of DOSBox to play this, fear not, as the game is also available on both Steam and GOG for ease of play on modern PCs. Like pirates, the multiple errors and final outcomes of your character are ranked, which makes this game very replayable in so many ways, and I'd highly recommend giving it a try and hopefully discover one of Microprose's most overlooked DOS era gems.
Game over.